The Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade. Welcome to The Unfiltered by Jade, where we get out of the box and dive into topics that are sidelined. I look forward to entertain, educate, and inspire. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donate, and make everybody know about this. Welcome to The Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have three persons to hold a conversation, and I'm already afraid about it, but we're going to go along with the conversation. We're going to be speaking about cheating, and we're going to hear from different perspectives. We have two gentlemen and two women, myself included, in this conversation. So I'm going to start by introducing them. You have heard them before, and we have brought them back. So guys, can you just introduce yourself again to them?
Hi,
Ramone, go.
Hello, it's your girl Ramone. Happy to be back on the Unfiltered by Jade. If you don't know about me, you should check out the previous podcast. But just a young person who loves to live it up, who loves God and loves being around people. So yeah, that's me.
Adrian?
Yeah, and it's Adrian. Still employed. Still doing the exact same thing.
Still employed.
Still employed. I mean, it's COVID. Anything can go. Yeah, so I'm currently aircraft structural repairman in the U.S. Army, and I'm just a person that loves conversation. That's it.
I know.
So.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go on.
No, I was gonna say, and the next person is my husband. I got me to say a while ago. And the next person is my husband. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, I'm the husband of Jade. My name is Omar, and this podcast is about cheating. And in order to save my marriage, I'm not gonna hold back, but we're not gonna be careful all the time, But just enjoy life and just have a good conversation.
All right, so we're gonna dive right in because he wants to save his marriage. So, what does cheating mean to you?
Are we starting with the ladies first?
We don't. Anybody?
We're gentlemen here. Ladies first.
All right. I will go ahead and say that I believe that cheating is such a hurtful thing. It can cut very deep, and some persons may never recover from it. But in defining cheating, I would say it's having an emotional or sexual or some kind of social or chemistry interaction with somebody that is not significant to you while having a significant other. That is my definition.
Okay. I mean, we don't have to all give definitions, because Ramone basically just give a good definition. But Adrian or Omar, you want to go?
Well, for me, cheating is anything you say or you do or say that you can't reveal to your significant other, i.e., husband or wife.
You can't be girlfriend or boyfriend.
Well, there's classes of that because there's no commitment there in terms of.
Of course, if me and you then there's no commitment.
No, but somebody can always come in and broke a foot. So, I'm doing from a marriage perspective. That's where I'm taking it from.
Okay.
So in a marriage context, anything that you say, to me anyway, anything you say you do that you can't reveal to your partner or spouse because for one reason or another, but you would be highly upset if they did the same thing to you. Mm-hmm. That's what I define cheating as.
You want weigh in birth or you don't want butter?
I mean, it's pretty much covered, but what I'll add to it is like anything that really takes you away from a relationship that you have to also contribute to another outside party.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. I like that aspect of it. Yeah, all right. So why do people cheat? Come, Adrian,
I
why
mean,
people cheat?
the simple answer is that people cheat because they lack something. But the reality of the situation is that people are dynamic, so they kind of have various reasons for cheating. I heard something like a couple of years ago, and it proved itself to be true that women cheat for emotion and men cheat for ego. So yeah,
I
that's
agree. I
what
can
it is.
agree with that. I can
Yeah.
agree with that.
If a woman don't feel love, my understanding is that they'll find it regardless of where
Yeah,
it's at. So,
that's right.
but they operate on the emotional side of it more so than the physical. The physical is just a manifestation of the emotional aspect. Would you
Mm-hmm.
ladies agree to that?
Is it only love? Because if it is that, I feel like if it is that someone, let me use someone here. If it is that someone feels like they are loved, but the person is not giving them something else, whether it be financial or the person
Yeah,
as outgoing or so,
I
they
was about to
also
talk about it.
right because we're here a long time ago song. Lisa Hyper singing point you pay the light bill, yeah, phone bill, yeah, that water bill there. So people have men for different reasons. So it's
Yeah,
not just
but to be
yeah.
honest with you, I honestly think that like if somebody had somebody for just like financial reasons, it wasn't much of a relationship anyway. So it's probably just one person. The relationship was one sided because
That,
one
it doesn't
one
mean it's not
party
cheating
using the other
though.
party.
It
Huh?
doesn't mean it's not cheating because you have women who are attracted to men because they have money. So they're with their
No, no,
partner
no. I agree that it's
and they're
cheating. It's kind of like outside of the realm of our this because like we're talking about like two committed people and then somebody step out.
Yeah, but she step out
it's
because she
still
get with a
cheating
man who has
because
money.
so she now is trying to have a connection with somebody else because she's attracted to, let's say, his wealth. All right. So he's able to give her financially what her significant other can't give to her. And for that reason,
Mm-hmm.
because even though we know about the five love languages being acts of service, gift, physical touch, quality time, and words of affirmation, money, my friends, is a love language. I gotta tell you,
Oh
Is
yes.
it
it's a
money or
Mhm.
security?
so persons cheat for money. It's no joke. It's something that's very
Yeah,
common.
true.
Women are very sneaky with it, but they do it. So yeah, that is one
Yeah, but
very big reason why women cheat, apart from emotional dissatisfaction or emotional void.
she said, if you love the person, somebody that goes out and cheat on someone for money, they don't love the person.
Me not think so.
They don't love the person.
Me not
So
believe.
how can you love somebody and say, well, because of money, I'm not gonna cheat on them? That not add up to me.
There's no
How do woman rationalize it?
that's what I'm saying. It was a one sided relationship to begin with.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Mm.
But they will claim that they're in love, but it's almost as though they can't be satisfied by what they have, or they don't know how to stay in the lane. So they scoot over
Right.
in the other lane to get some other things that they haven't acquired in the union that they're in. So yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
unfortunate, but
Okay,
it's true.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that in that sense. Can we get over a partner cheating on us?
It is dependent on the party.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
not going to
true.
give a
It's true.
definite yes, and I'm not going to give a definite no, because you have persons who it hurts at first. And I mean, even though loving is a choice, it's also sort of a feeling too. And you have persons who are willing to forgive and move on and do get over it. If no matter how long it may take for some persons, they do get over it. Some persons don't. And some persons just try to work through it even though they haven't gotten over it.
Yeah, but yeah, I missed one very important part, the embarrassment factor. If it was a
Yeah.
public
Yep.
thing, then it's like a way harder for somebody to get over.
Yeah, man, I know. And that's why I say you have some persons where it's harder for them to get over it. So, for example, let's look at these rap artists. All right, so what is his name? Offset, he cheated on Cardi B. Was that the case?
Yeah.
With a
Mhm.
big public scandal for a very long time, and he
I mean,
publicly tried to
cheat, but yeah.
get back, and she got back with him. And I mean, she even defending him, no one thing, but she she did it. She got back with him. Not saying that she has gotten over it, but from what the public eyes can see, they're trying to work through it, or they have worked through it, whatever it is. So yes, it's very hard, and some persons may never work it out after that. But yeah.
If it
I
like,
agree.
well, if you have a sit down and you say, "Oh, listen, I did this when this happened," then you kind of can work through it at that point, because at that point, if you want to involve a counselor, which is a third party, fine. But when your friend saw me with a next girl and then come tell you, then everybody get involved.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can forgive me, but the friends and family won't. So everything's going to be awkward and going to provide like a strain on the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So
suppose nobody saw, if it was a private affair that had and nobody saw, and it's you tell the person because of conscience, and you tell the person, so listen, this had happened. Am I telling you so that you'll be able to forgive me? I mean, it's something that we have a question down the bottom about if we should tell our partner about it. But after I tell my partner, should my partner and I know talk about it and then say, how are we gonna move forward? Because I personally, I'm gonna speak for me, I don't think I can forgive. I don't think I can forgive, because every time I see that person, I'm gonna remember. Yeah, we know about the Bible says forgive and forget, but my God, it is hard, because every time you see that person, and it starts with emotional. So say it was an emotional cheating that took place.
Mm-hmm.
It may be because someone was lacking something in their marriage and they decided to go find somebody else to talk to. And it turned out into something being emotional. Am I going to be able to forgive my partner for him going out there and having an emotional affair with a woman? Or is it not that bad as if it was physical? Because with emotional, it can stop, but you kind of feel betrayed anyway, because that you should be sharing with your partner, or that your partner should be sharing with you, is being shared to someone else, versus if it was that the person go out and had intercourse or had sex with somebody else and come back home. I'm going to be thinking about, Lord God, you could have given me this disease. You could have had this. You could have gotten her pregnant. You could have whatever. It didn't happen. But in my mind, you already went, and the body that I thought was for me alone, you have now coming like one Christmas gift and give to other people. I don't think I can move on from that situation. I'm just talking on from me.
Yeah, I think so. I think the best thing, if forgiveness is going to be in the picture, is to come out and just say, this is a situation, and just take the punishment how you take it. Because the fact of the matter is that the person that you're with is going to be much worse if they find out from other sources or find out from another means that situation that happened. So now what's going to happen is they're going to question everything else that you've told them. And in terms of the finding out part, it's a feeling of betrayal more so than anything else. That, okay, this is a person that's confessed them love and all and them something, and then all of a sudden now you're in somebody else's arms. So what exactly occurred, how long it's been happening, and those types of things, whether it's emotional or not, or physical, people are going to know how long things have been happening. And if it's been years now, it's been the building up, then they start thinking back now all the times when the word is I love you or acts of kindness and those types of things. They're going to investigate, want to know how far back in terms of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the more upfront you are, the better, because you don't want to be a case where you tell them half a story or three-quarter story, and then they find out the other rest and say, oh, so even in the midst of doing it, you've been lying. So that creates a harder thing to forgive.
Yeah, true. But you have to understand, like, you will know your partner, but some things your partner will not be able to get, to be honest with you. Like, if you did step out, you know the tolerance level and the emotion, like if this person is high emotionally, or if this person is even emotionally mature to really can handle certain things. Because some people are weak. Why are you going into details with, like,
no, it's true. It's true.
you do? All right, because you see, sometimes you see those minute details is what causes you to not get forgiven. Because all right, say you cheat and your husband will say, all right, fine, you cheat and it's partially my fault because I wasn't giving you what you deserve. And then you go into details and say, all right, it happened on the bed what we share.
God,
Like, right,
But, yeah, but even in that, you know, even if that wasn't revealed, though, you know, what if the man now go find and see all a little stain mark? You know,
hey,
I'm go question. Lotion. Let me check the DNA thing and put the blue light and see the color. Say, no, sir, lotion don't glow.
I'm getting you to another argument again.
Yes.
That's right. So it don't better just go out and say, boy, yeah, this is what happened. And just if the relationship break up, and then if not, it's better. It can get better down the road the more honest you are. Even if the person has a weak heart, that means the relationship damaged, but the relationship was damaged at the inception of the cheating.
So hold on. So because we're at this place where I'm gonna have to jump to one of the questions where it said if we should tell our partners that we have cheated. Because since we are, it really goes hand in hand. I'm a bit iffy about this situation because sometimes I believe that people tell their partners that they cheat to hurt them. That's what I think.
You have two different motives. Well, you can have various motives for telling your partner that you're cheating. So yes, it can be out of being vindictive. It can also be because you want to be transparent with your partner and you want to move forward, or you want to be transparent with your partner but let them know that you don't want to continue the relationship.
Okay. Yes, that's a good point. But as Adrian said, and everybody are strong. Some people are weak. You tell them this and that is that, but
yeah, but why do the cheat? Why, if you know say your partner heart no weak, no strong, why go out there and do something that you know that they're gonna have a problem with? Even, I mean, everybody's gonna have a problem with their partner cheating, right? Everybody. So then, but you're not gonna go. So in essence, what you're saying is that you're gonna go out there and cheat because you know say your partner heart strong, so you can tell them, but you go there and cheat because you know your partner heart is weak, so you don't tell them. I mean, why cheat in the first place?
That's another level of dishonesty. That's another level of dishonesty. You're compounding the situation now, because you're already dishonest by cheating, and then guess so I can't go tell her no because her heart weak and whatever, so I can't go tell her. So on top of the cheating, you're withholding information, and that's kind of lying by omission. So
yes, it's an excuse that you're creating in your mind that your partner heart is weak to cover up why you don't tell your partner, reveal to your partner these things that you're. You know, now according to based on the question that I just recently asked, you can also tell your partner that you cheated for the redemptiveness. You know, because sometimes, like even in cheating, the emotion of it is so overwhelming of the regret of doing it that you want to confess to the individual and give that individual a chance to process and say, you know what, all right, I want to see you change from your ways. And that's part of the forgiveness part of it. But if they keep bumping up into things and finding issues, all right, okay, well, this is what you said. But, you know, this is what you said, but then something else, you know, there's no forgiveness there.
Yeah, well, you can't cheat and not demand things the same way.
People do it.
What? It's like at that point, yeah, victim blame at that point.
They're not regretful, they're not remorseful. That's why, because if you are remorseful, then you kind of just gonna have to accept what the consequences that come after. You know, it's something that you do, and for every action, there's a reaction or a consequence that you have to face. So, as a cheater, after confessing, you just have to deal with the consequence. So you can't really be in a position where you can't have a cake and eat it too.
Yeah, but that's what some people do. Like you will say, okay, I cheated because you weren't doing something and this is your fault. That's not the way to go about things. And unfortunately, that's what people do. You're supposed to have a level conversation to say, okay, this is cause and effect, but we can move past this. Not I'm blaming you for something I did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
True. I agree. The next follow-up question to that is cheating, well, would we want our partners to forgive us if we cheated? But before we answer, we're gonna go on a quick break and come right back.
Shopping Assistance Jamaica takes the stress away from finding those items you can't locate or purchasing items online or locally. From searching to purchasing to delivery, Shopping Assistance makes it very easy. Contact us at 876-919-5195 or email us at shoppingassistance2015@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at The Shopping Assistance, on Instagram at The Shopping Assistance JA, and on Twitter at Shopping Assist 5.
Welcome to the Unfiltered by Jade. We are speaking with three lovely persons. We are speaking with Adrian, Ramone, and Mr. Omar himself. And we are speaking about cheating. And the last question before we went off is if it is that we'd want our partners to forgive us if we cheated. It was before if we can get over our partner cheating on us, but can we forgive our partner if our partner cheated? Let me start first because thinking about it now, I don't think I can forgive Omar if he cheats on me. I can't. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. And I believe that I'm a person that he can come to say, say so-and-so, or you're not giving me this that I need, or can we do this some more, or can we whatever it is some more. And you talk to me and I try to fix things or work on things so that we can have a good marriage or a better marriage. So if it is that he has stepped out of the marriage, I don't know if I don't know. I don't think I can live with it. It's not that I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to live with it anymore because number one, no more sex not happening. The kind of trust that I have for him now won't be there anymore. And the marriage just won't be good. I can't live in a situation like that. And I'm not going to be one of those women or persons who live in a situation of being forgiven or, you forgive the person and, you stay there how long and years to move on. No, if the tables were turned and I cheated, would I want him to forgive me? I don't think so. I wouldn't want him to. Why? Because I think that, and I'm going to say, I prefer leaving him before I cheat on him. And I feel so because I've been cheated on, so I know what it is and I know how it feels. Do I want to injure someone that way, break somebody else's heart that way, do whatever? I don't think so because it's not something that I could live with. And I don't want to put the person in that place. And I can't live with that situation where I'm being reminded daily that I cheated.
That was one of my things, to be honest with you.
Every day you remind me to cheat. Is it ever give me a little forgive? Every day?
I mean, the funniest part is like, because if you have to weaponize the fact that I cheated every single time we have an argument to gain leverage on me, then what a sense for continuing a relationship.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, Ramone had spoken earlier about it doesn't matter how long it takes for people. Yeah, because some people take long and it's their relationship and they agree on working on it for a long time. Listen, after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I don't want to hear it no more. I personally don't want to hear it anymore. And, sorry, Ramone, and I know as counselors would say, yes, but I did wrong, so I now need to give that person time to work through it, to work on it, to get through the hurt, to learn to build back trust, to do whatever. But me personally, I can't deal with the one bag of nagging. I cannot deal with the one bag of reminders of my sins because I believe that Jesus paid it all. I cannot believe. I can't believe certain things. So before, it's just not gonna work. Go Ramone.
Right. So I was going to say that not everybody responds the way that you think. All right. So what I think that is happening here, you think the party is going to respond the way you would. Not everybody is that way. Some persons will hear the information and process, digest, and they won't rub it in your face. So they'll try their very best to work on it. It's hurtful. Persons have different temperaments. So you'll have somebody who will genuinely hear it and they're hurt about it, but they say that they committed themselves to this relationship and they're going to try and work it out. And they don't rub it in their partner's face. At first, like that. It may be a handful, but it happens. The thing is that your conscience is the problem. You think that when you see a partner in the back of the head looking at you, say, oh, what dirty little cheater. Or they're thinking something bad in the back of the man about you, and you, because of your conscience now, which gladly your conscience is now working happily. So that's good. So you think that they're not because you have persons who are genuine like that. For me, it depends. I feel like somebody could cheat on me and it's not necessarily we're going to end up back together. Don't know, but I also feel like the possibility exists that we can try to work it out and I don't rub it in your face. It exists. The possibility exists. The possibility also exists that I won't, for the initial stages when I've learned that you have cheated, that I will keep you at a distance and not really want to have anything to do with it because I'm trying to process what you have said to me. Doesn't mean that I don't want to have anything to do with you at all. It's just I need that space, and you have to respect it. I need the space to process what you have said to me and to decide in my mind what I'm going to do about it. And I have to also work through the feelings that comes with that.
So all right, let me give you a scenario, right? What if the initial reason why the person stepped out in the first place was because you were locking shop? And then him confessed and move forward and he lock shop again.
Preach, Pastor.
What is there?
Hey, listen, that's the Bible things, Because the Bible talk about that. You shouldn't restrict the work
what kind
to
of
your
work
partner. Work. Some Cardi B thing with the pun.
What is happening?
Anyway, what I said though, you shouldn't, if you're restricting your partner, if it's a medical reason why you're restricting your partner, then that is the weakness on the individual to understand the need of their spouse or partner. But if it's just, well, I'm not talk to you today, so I'm not gonna give you nothing. That may not be a good excuse.
So Adrian, do you expect that? All right, him lock shop, or she not him, right?
Him or she. I mean, either way.
Either way, but she locked shop, and that is why he went out. So him coming back in his mind, him telling her, that he cheated, and this was the reason he did it. He thinks that she's now gonna open back shop for him after that.
I mean, nobody really has expectations when you confess to something like that. You shouldn't, because you're the one at the mercy of the other person at that point.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yes.
But this is where the problem lies, and this is why if I cheat on somebody, I prefer to leave, because that same conscience thing comes into play, and then I'll have to say, okay, I don't want this person to think I am out there cheating, so I have to report my movements every day. It's like you're tethered to that person in that way, that you have to always report where you are. You have to make sure you check in. And you basically, your autonomy get interrupted. And I cannot deal with that because I like my freedom.
Amen.
I'd rather just not deal with it, to be honest with you. No matter how much person and everything, I just rather not deal with that shit. Sorry. I just rather not deal with it.
Yeah, I agree.
But in a situation like that, though, do you wrong the person? I mean, not the person that's going to bring it up in your face all the time, but do you, personal freedom, there's that thing, but do you still need that personal freedom after doing something like that to someone? Or leaving the situation, will that help the individual overcome that need, because what if we go down the road now and meet somebody else and do the exact same thing?
No, they need to do
all right.
that.
I have
No, but
somebody, right? I have
Mm.
a friend of mine going through the exact same scenario that I talk about.
Mm.
Because all of us in our group, and we talk as a man, like we talk, like counsel each other, right? Our friend, him cheat on him wife, him get caught, and right now is like she not 100% control of everything. And at first it did all right because him atone for him transgressions, but right now it annoy him. So she must every time if we go out somewhere, like all right, the other day we go to Florida for go visit my son, right? And he was supposed to come over, come link up. And he on him way, he must video call her for me, just to give her the assurance, say, oh, this is what I'm going to do. Like when you do all of that all the time, it will get to you at some point.
That relationship
but
might
for
not
him,
work because
for him,
she's not trusting him at all. And understandably so, but if that's where she's at in the relationship, then they probably need to just agree to let go because
Yeah,
no, them good no,
so.
you know. No. What I'm saying is him still feeling need to do it. She not
right,
explicitly saying this is what you need to do, but him still need it, and he might wonder like him stop do it at one point, and then like she asks, how comes you never check it? So it's like she said under quiet, okay, this is something we need to continue to do it.
But I think in that situation sound like she love him, and he really love her. So that way he's atoning for his wrongs by saying, you know what, I hurt this woman, make me go know, do what I need to do to gain her trust back. If it never gain back, at least the steps are put in place for trust, so she can be sure, say, I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to do. So in that situation,
where does forgiveness come in? That's because if you forgive the person, that all those things are no longer necessary.
Question though, are they doing counseling? Is there like a mediator in this situation apart from the group of guys? Are they doing relationship counseling?
I never asked.
Yeah, because it sounds like they need a little bit of that. I understand him paying, the transgression thing and whatever, but he's not Jesus on the cross. And
Precisely.
there's a time when you have to get past that, and it sounds like it's an ongoing thing that's never going to end. So they get professional help and see where they can go from there, because it sounds as though she is not even a tad bit trusting of what he does or what he says. And so she has to always have proof. And in the back of his mind, he knows that. And so he's always trying to make up for it, always providing proof, It doesn't make any sense if that's how they're going to function. And I feel like trust is such an important foundation for any functional relationship. And right now, that relationship sounds very dysfunctional.
It is. And for me, I think, all right, he did something wrong. And he's now paying, paying the price for it. Fine. But how long is this going to continue? Because at a point, he's going to be annoyed. It's as if you did something wrong. Let's not even say it was a sexual thing, but it was a mental thing. And, emotional. It was an emotional thing. And you cheated, and you said to your spouse, listen, I've been talking to this person more and spending more time, and this person is there for me, and this is the person I like talking to, or whatever. You get close to the person, and this is your confidence at this point. And it seemed to be going in places that it probably really shouldn't go. You cheated, your partner found out. So every day, you have to give your partner your phone to check it. No, might as well just become my father and call it a day. Not even my father taking my phone to check up every day. My thing is, at a point, when is it going to stop? Because here, what is going to happen? It's going to cause more issues. You know why? The person is now going to start feeling so timid that if it is that Adrian texts me and say, "Wow, Gloria, good," me I go delete it because me don't want my husband, I want Omar sit and say, "Why Adrian I text you hi, how are you if you're good?" But him can't text me, "Hi, how are you?" It's not the person I cheated with, but no, every man that say, "Hi, you're good," is gonna be a problem. So every minute now, I'm gonna text my phone, I forgot to delete it, and I'm gonna start deleting messages, which also is gonna make me start wanting to and again, if I'm gonna be afraid to answer my phone in front of the person I'm with. No, if it is that I'm living a life like this, I better me just end the relationship and call it a day. I understand that I did use something bad, and I understand that yes, I now need to start building back trust. But you're gonna also have to work on, yes, I'm gonna have to try and trust this person. Let me see how I can trust this person. Let me see. So if it is that Omar says, so who you're talking to, Adrian? I should be saying I'm talking to Adrian, and it shouldn't be, oh, but our man. Oh, but he's a man. I'm still gonna talk to men. Men are still my friends. But I know how to put in position.
Yes, sir.
At that point, it's not your fault anymore. It's just the other person being insecure. I mean, you initially caused the insecurity, but there's there has to be some light at the end of the tunnel where it ends.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the question, though, right? How long that gonna take? How long? And that's the thing. The person that may have possibly done the wrong, right? They're putting a timeline on the individual now to heal, which is incorrect, which is wrong, because that's the person that went out and did the wrong. So why are they putting a timeline on someone to heal, on someone else's healing?
Who can't stay 10 years and go through the same thing?
I'm not saying be unreasonable with it, but a reasonable amount of time. What is a reasonable amount of time for that individual? And
nobody knows the reasonable amount of time.
And it's not but at some point, or if you say you're going to actively work on mending the relationship and mending trust, each person should be seeing the effort of the other. That is the marking point. That is what you're looking for. So it's not about even time. You have made an agreement, come to a decision that you're going to work on the relationship, right? And let's say you put certain things in place and you say, these are the things you're going to do. What you want to see from your significant other are the agreed efforts, actions, things that you said they would do. That's what you want to see actively happening. Whether it's slow or progressive, you want to see it happening. If you're not seeing any of that, then that is the problem. Because when somebody cheats on you, you don't say, oh, okay, we're going to move forward. Let's just move forward. No, it doesn't end there. You know how to decide what you're going to do, right? What are some boundaries that you're setting up? Because boundaries have to be set because the trust of someone has been broken.
Right, you cannot talk to the
Right. So there are certain things that you're going to put in place, and then you say, so these are the things you're going to action. And you can also decide on check-in points in the relationship. So, okay, we're going to have check-in points twice per month or once per month, whatever it is, those kind of things. Things that you have to implement so that you can actively see that there is some progress taking place.
That makes
sense. Those things, then they have an issue. So it's not about time. Time is not what we're talking about here. That is not it.
I have a question. I have a scenario, right? And I want each one of your inputs on it, right? What if your partner sees something as cheating and you don't see it as? What happens then?
All right, so let me give an example. Go, Ramone.
I was thinking something earlier. You know, cheating is so much bigger than we think.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's why I'm asking the question.
Cheating, you know, somebody, all right, so let's say you're both in a relationship. You know that if you have a husband who's gambling secretly and wasting all of the money behind your back, that is cheating.
Yep.
It's devoting your time to something else.
Right? Because he has formed an attachment to something, even though it's not a person, but he has made something a priority over his wife and over his family. And that is draining the resources of the family and causing harm. That's cheating. And there are so many other things. People, a woman or a man putting their job first and everything. If the job call them, they're there on the dot. But if the partner or the family requires something of them, they can't prioritize that. There are so many activities, hobbies. All right, so you love to play basketball with your friends or football at the end of the day, right? And you really put a lot of effort into that and commit into, but you can't commit to your family and your significant other. That's cheating. So it depends. It depends, you know. But
Yeah, Adrian, did you find it?
if one person sees it as cheating and one doesn't, they're going to have to sit down and talk about it. And if they don't come to an agreement, they revisit it. And if they still can't come to an agreement or agree to disagree, then they should probably incorporate professional help. That's what I think.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree on that. Because I've been in situations before where I saw cheating differently from whomever it is I was with. I saw kissing and spending time with the next person cheating, and they didn't see it as cheating unless it was
What?
sexual. Man, they didn't see it as cheating unless it was intercourse.
Not boxer.
You know the person, but we're not like that.
What the what?
Yeah, man, they didn't see it as cheating unless there was.
Hold on, what kind of kissing?
No.
What kind
of kissing is not as good?
That person is being retarded somehow or a special case. I don't know, but if it's not cheating, what is it?
I don't know. Because
experiment.
There was there have been big arguments about it, even with myself and the person, and as I think I saw a message saying something about seeing some they'd like to see them naked in bed or whatever, and I'm like, hey, what you're doing? And they say it's not cheating. I never go in bed with a person. I don't care. I want to see you in bed. So I think everybody has their own different thing, whether it looks screwed or not.
But with that, let me ask a question.
Straight jacket for the person there. Straight jacket.
But that's what I'm saying. No, would that person would have been okay with a man saying that he wants to see you in a bed? And that is where the problem comes in. People don't see things. What they allow, they don't see what they want to do. They don't see their partner doing it, and that's cheating. Because if me wants to see a next woman in a bed, right, and my wife find out, would I be okay with our next man telling my wife I'm going to see in her bed? No, I'm not okay with it. So me now go, then no, I'm put myself in that position where any woman can tell me that, because I don't want that boundary to be broken to say, boy, they even have an option to say them things to me. And if that happens, that has to be dealt with, because no, what if your husband or wife come now and say a situation occur where they need to say something and some information came out like that? How would that be a defensible thing? Because you allow what entertains you from other people. So the thing is that someone saying that should never expect not to be cheated on.
Exactly. By the way, to clarify, when I say straight jacket, I don't mean as in Gibona have another pitney outside of the relationship. I mean as in straight jacket mental asylum. Just for clarity.
Oh, me know.
No.
But what would you do though? Like if somebody come to you and say, all right, they see your relationship with a person as interfering with their relationship, and say, are your best friend from 19 or long? How you handle that?
Lord, we've been there, done that to blows after. Look here.
You have to leverage it. You have to leverage your relationship.
You have to make a decision, because friends who let me use this perfect example. Adrian, me and you are close friend from a long time.
Mm-hmm.
A long time. When it is that myself and Omar got married, I told him about you. Right? And I did that because if it is that I consider you a friend of mine, me need to make my man know, say, you are my friend. So I'm going to be texting you and I need him to be okay with it. And I had to share, this is where we're coming from or whatever it is. So it's not a thing where every minute me up on the phone with you from morning till night and we are laughing. Every minute him asks who is it, his age. That's not the case.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
There's boundaries in how we talk. There's boundaries in how a man and a woman talk. Because the truth is, a man or a woman generally won't have an issue if your girlfriend talk to her girlfriend for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It will be the opposite.
Nowadays, it's kind of sketchy.
Okay.
Nowadays, no, a serious thing, man. Nowadays, I'm kind of sketchy nowadays, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because a woman I look woman nowadays, and man I look man nowadays, so you have to be careful.
Mm-hmm. That's so
But
true.
I mean, the thing is that, and this is why open communication is very vital in a relationship, because she did tell me about you and them things. So when your text and name pop up, it's not a well on the older brother. You see what I say? Because
Yeah, not surprised.
I mean, because it's not even it's an insecurity thing. It's a thing that a man are gonna protect him femness, right? And every it's a serious thing because
Yes,
the woman did get tricked by the snake in a Garden of Eden. So a conversation can cause a woman to go in the wrong direction. So a man have to make sure them to go. A man have to make sure say, yo, hold on there, what going over there? So if you chat to a man all day, what happened to the man where you there with? That means him just a sideline man. And if him allow that, then he's not the man for you because him not protect you. Him might make a next one just take you away. So that means you're worthless to him. So sometimes it seems, it's like, why the man insecure? No, I mean, no, if the man know as soon as you pick up your phone, the man will on your phone, then that's a different thing. But if you dip on the phone all day and your man sit on the sideline, you have to look on the situation and say, boy, do you have a relationship? Because you spend more time over this than with your man. Whether you can't talk to woman or can't talk to man.
Also, too, you have situations where it's not even so much the time that you spend with the person, but sometimes you see the thing is you commit to somebody and that's not your best friend. You commit to your husband or your wife. And sometimes, even though you may not see it as infringing on the relationship, if your significant other thinks it's infringing, it matters. And you guys need to work it out. And I think I saw something, I don't remember if it was something on Steve Harvey, where this person had, I think it was a male who had a female best friend. And they were always talking and things. Mm-hmm. And Steve Harvey was saying, when you get married, what matters is your partner, not your best friend. So you need to decide who you put in first. What relationship is more important? Not to say that you must cut off everybody else when you get married, but if your significant other, who you respect and care for, has a problem with the context in which you relate to each other, meaning that the contents of this conversation that you're having, or the amount of time that you're spending with the person, or the way how you interact physically, like the way you hug or whatever, how you stand, if the person lean up on you, whatever, those kind of things you have to watch. If that is a problem to your partner, that is what matters, not the friendship that you have with the other person. Because you have made a commitment to your significant other, and so they should be a priority.
Yeah, not a lot of people, and that's why it's easy. That's why it's easier for some people to cheat, because they don't see their relationship as a priority, and because of that, it's easy for them to slip off into other things, and it could very well be something innocent, but when the conversation is over, does it stay in the mind of the person that said, I wonder. You see what I say? And once that stays in the mind, that begins the emotional part of cheating. And that's why you want to be careful of. That's why for me, when somebody come on a certain argument, I don't keep with people. And that's because I don't want that individual or myself to take away from what I am supposed to give to my wife.
Right.
Even you cheat in your mind before you actually cheating.
Yeah, you start cheating in your mind because you start romanticize the idea, and then you start finding things now to do it, like you hide up now, you delete things now, you grow on corners, and those types of things is what leads to even someone being insecure, or someone being said, well, there's something not right about that situation here, and that leads to even more problems in the relationship, more than just the act of even cheating. But the justification is, well, because this person reacted negatively to my bad behavior, I'm going to go out there and further do more damage to my relationship by going out there and actually cheating, whether it be emotional or whatever, because we're saying, well, we can't take the person. Well, no, just fix your behavior. And then the other person will straighten, and I think that is where some of these situations occur, is that is a selfishness in relationships where we don't want to say, you know what, I want to give up this because my spouse is more important to me than this object. And we run our relationships like that a lot of times. And when I said first, I'm supposed to be stifling. We're not saying that, but if I was uncomfortable with my wife drinking Pepsi, there's no reason my wife would say, boy, I love Pepsi, I'm not gonna drink it, and I just saw it go. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. And that's kind of how we see it.
The next question I want to ask is cheating different from a fling or a one night stand?
Both of them are cheating.
They're cheating. A fling is probably a one-off thing, but the point is that you stepped outside of the relationship. So you're connected with somebody at an intimate level that is not your significant other. So it's still cheating. Even if it's a one night stand.
Why I ask is because I've heard conversations about people saying, well, the partner just had a fling and they were drunk, so it's not anything as cheating. As if you make up your mind, say, I'm going out there to go have sex with Paul. The person was drunk and they end up having sex with somebody, so it's not cheating. I've heard that conversation before, so I said, well, let me ask that, because if the person, drinking and whatever it is and something happened.
Yeah, that's justification
that's
for
cheating.
It is, but the drinking dynamic add like something else to it.
No.
You think so? Because I think it's in the person.
Because now I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying that you being inebriated it kind of changed the dynamic of the situation.
But it also allows you. You know what I realized? Drink with somebody, watch them get drunk, listen to the conversation. That's when they're most honest.
Yeah.
Drinking gives you more freedom to do what you wanted to do all along. I don't care what nobody wants to say. If you have sex with somebody else when you're drunk, you would have done it even if you weren't drunk, because you are not mentally. You don't lose your sanity when you're drunk.
I get what you're saying.
Started, but you should be able to know. I'm not scaring nobody wants to say if you're drunk.
No, I can't fully agree with you. The reason I can't fully agree with it is you said it a while ago. Self-control. You might sober, you have immense self-control, but drunk, you kind of lose it. So I'm not advocating for it, but I'm just saying it just adds something else to it has a different element to the situation.
No, all right. So let's say you're drunk, right? And let's say somebody bring you something unpleasant. All right. So yes, the thing is with being drunk, even though your judgment, or what you call it, the level of awareness is kind of distorted, it doesn't change the fact that you know what is happening. So you have some level of consciousness. So you're not knockout, unconscious, or blackout. Right? So let's say somebody bring you, for example, I don't want to say it, it's kind of unpleasant. Let's say somebody bring a dog feces and say, eat that. As you smell it, even though you're drunk, so you can't eat it because it's dog feces. Don't it?
Yeah. But
answer the question, yes or no?
No, yeah, you're right.
So why when the person do all the things, take off your clothes, kiss it, realize that your partner you're not with it? Are you unconscious?
No, you're conscious. No. What I'm saying is your better judgment is impaired severely if you're drunk.
But I'm saying too that the impairment.
Even if I some way did one though, my attraction to other women don't stop because I have somebody.
No, it doesn't. But it doesn't mean you should step out of the box.
Right. But the thing is that that was kind of a bad example, because the sense of smell is there. The act of having sex, right, is one of the most carnal behaviors of humans. So when someone is drunk, their sexual organs are turned on, and so it's easier for them to have sex without knowing while they're drunk, or giving themselves losing themselves in that, than it is for them to smell dog feces.
And I think that's why even some people get raped when they're drunk, because they're not conscious of it. So they can go and report it that they were induced with liquor or something and they were being raped, and the person can be charged because when persons drink.
The person lost consciousness. I kept saying unless a person lose consciousness, is what I'm saying. unless they have a blackout. That's a different level because that's a different thing.
No, but you don't have to. For it to be rape, no, for it to be considered rape, the person has basically the person have to not get consent.
I know.
Right.
But they also don't have any physical strength to fight off the other person either.
No. We're not talking about somebody a fight on somebody. We're talking about you and a girl go some because statistically most rapes are by people who you know.
Yes.
So you and a girl go on a date and you get her drunk and then she don't be attracted to you, which is the original reason why she didn't put up on the date in the first place. Mm-hmm. And you take advantage of her being drunk. So her better judgment gone at that point, but she never consent because a drunk person or a person under the influence of anything cannot give consent.
Cannot consent. Exactly.
Hold on.
That's how it come across now.
Well, I think we're off the mark here.
No,
because you as a person, right? You're out with some group of friends from work. You have a sexy girl in the office, right? And if I never feel your wife, like the only thing will stop you, right, from attacking that basically is the love you have for your wife, and you go against. And you have better judgment. No, you never did it. You did it. Somebody spiked the liquor or whatever happened, because these things happen. People spike things at parties all the time. I've done it when the parties it happened before. And then drink. You eventually get drunk.
We're not confessing these things. This is not confession.
Right.
It's not like a confess, but what I'm saying, you get the parties where people just throw a rum in the punch.
Right.
So you drink and you get drunk and something happen. Never go as far as say, you have sex with a person or to make out in a dry hump. Something happen. You have to have some type of considerations for the situation as a whole in terms of artists don't put it and say, yo boy, you cheat and that's it.
Right.
But the thing is though that you would have to have that drive towards that person, because all right, let me try to put it in.
At the beginning, they would have done it whether or not they were drunk.
No, you can't say that because we can't agree.
No, I can't agree with that. I can't
agree because remember, your better judgment only happens when you're 100% sober. When you're drunk, some people get emotionally drunk. Like some people get drunk and literally sit down beside them and cry and confess some things. And some people just take action. Get naked,
and
run up on the road and all them something.
As I said, it allows you to release your inhibitions. And that's why I feel like it's something that is always in the back of your mind. So whether or not it's something that you would have, even, let's say it's something you wouldn't have done, right? But you have feeling towards that person in the back of your mind. In your head, you start cheating already even before you're drunk.
No, your nature, it does not go away because you have somebody. You have to say you know there's somebody and there's somebody that say, oh, John no star. But you see, the only problem is with women, they're only vocal with it because when them on the couch, the man is a celebrity.
I am vocal
but it's
with
like a celebrity, them vocal with it. You see me I say? But when it's like somebody where you're close to with, you're not going vocal with it because so your man get kind of away because it's somebody who did it. Right. You can't tell me there's not somebody attracted to while they're in a relationship.
Exactly. But my thing is, even if a friend, that is why sometimes the opposite sex, well, we're not even going to say the opposite sex, but sometimes, as Adrian said, and I can agree with him, I don't see, well, you have to kind of have some gray area where that is concerned for me, because as he said, when you drink, everything is different. I've been in situations where I don't drink anymore, but I drink, and when I drink, I just drop asleep. I drop asleep, and I don't know what is happening. I just fall asleep. It puts me to sleep because after I drink, I just start feeling funny and whatever it is. Anything can happen at that time. I've been in situations where I am drinking and I say, let me put this down because I do not want certain things to happen. You have some people who are drinkers. Them are drink, and when they drink, as Adrian said, you don't know what is happening. So they wake up the next morning and they're like, wait, did somebody have sex with me? Did I have sex with somebody? Yes, I am with Omar. And I've seen other men out there that I like, and I say, oh, that the person that look nice or whatever. Am I gonna act on it? No. Am I gonna put myself in a situation for something to happen? No.
No,
Am I
I
gonna
get
go out here and now drink with a person? No. Am I gonna hang out with a person in a close area that something can happen? No. Why? Because I do not want to jeopardize what I have. That's the difference. But there are some people who, them and them partner have a fight. Them go to the bar and them drink and them drink and them drink and them get wasted and them end up having sex with somebody because they're frustrated anyway. So they end up having sex with somebody and it become cheating. Sometimes they don't even know what just happened. It's after them finish throw up and sleep it off and wake up. You're like, wait, what happened? Because they don't know, they lose all self-control at that time. So is it still?
That's what I call a blackout, guys. For the record, that's what it's called, a blackout.
That's why
for the record, that's what I call a blackout.
No, it's cheating, you know. But what I say is you have to take into consideration the entire scenario, not just you're cheating. That's just what I'm saying.
Adrian?
Yeah, I get it.
It's still cheating. However, this is where the whole thing go back to the first few questions in terms of forgiveness, and I think the next question in terms of details, because if it's a situation where it's just all right, boy, we get upset and we go at the bar and drink and somehow I'm falling in our next one.
You fall in her. Well, all right, go ahead.
We have sex with the next one. Right? I mean, the is that a more forgivable offense than if I said, boy, a long time I checked that woman and we've been having sex or I'm having these conversations with the person. Those things matter in that situation, but under the umbrella of cheating, it's still cheating.
Yeah,
it's still cheating. It is, but matter what the reason why I brought it up is because this is the question that says if you can forgive somebody. Like I think that's honestly, to be honest with you, I think that's more a forgivable offense than all of them.
Yeah, I would say that's a more forgivable. That can be forgivable because of the circumstance. But for me, why did you go and drink? Because if it's a situation where you know you can't handle your liquor, you know you can't be drinking like that because the circumstance. I'm a person who thinks, not everybody probably is that way, but I sit down and I think about everything. So if I'm gonna drink, I know what it does to me. Do I drink? No. If I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna ensure one of my boyfriends are there. And I'm gonna drink and ensure that I am still able to be critical. I'm still able to think logical about stuff. Am I gonna drink to the detriment of everything around me and to myself? No, I'm not gonna do it. So people need to also be responsible, because I'm believing and I think only responsible people are supposed to be having sex. Only responsible people are supposed to be in relationships. So I'm thinking that you're
supposed to be drinking.
Okay. So I'm thinking, but that's not the case. It's not the case. And even big people who you think are supposed to be responsible are not. Hence, them drink, them end up have sex, them don't know, and all sorts of something happen. But I want to know, is details important? So there was cheating taking place. Is details important? So I don't need to tell you, say, so we did do, it was a lizard lap. And
No, we don't need to know the position. The circumstances. Some persons will want to know the circumstances under which it happened. That is a transparency part. But nobody needs to know how you turn the person, which way the other you turn answer. That no matter at all.
You can fill in the blank by myself, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
No,
cheating when it comes to a man, cheating is more visceral. To be honest with you.
Yeah, man, take them things. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I said? Too much man cheat.
No, well, man cheat with woman.
Wait.
Well, nowadays you don't know, but the thing is that I think details are important in terms of there's a popular show that was on TV and a man went out and cheated because he wasn't getting oral sex from his wife. Okay. Right? And the thing is that she wanted to know if the other person, because she found out that he was cheating, she wanted to know, did they have oral sex? So in that situation, it's important because if your partner is complaining that you're not satisfying them in a particular area, whatever that area is, and someone else is filling that need, your partner is going to want to know. So then at that point, details is going to be important because it underscores why you did it. And so if it's something that even a redemptiveness of that, you have to explain. You have to give them not explicit details, but you have to give them details of why, because that is important for the person to make a decision now as far as, is this a forgivable offense or is it not? Is it something that I'm being constantly a deception that has plagued for quite some time? And those are the things that why details are important. Now, if it's just a case where, and can somebody throw out a scenario where details would not be important? I can't think of one right now.
No.
I don't precisely don't think details are important for me. I don't need to know what you did. I don't need to know how it was done, but I just need to know so you cheat. That is it for me. Because what's going to happen, I don't want anything. I have a brain that's anything sticks to it, and I'm very visual. So now, if I ask for details, I'm going to start to you pick up the person and you're there on your knees or something, and it's going to have to, I don't want to know.
But Jade, it doesn't matter because from the fact that the person tell us them cheat, you already start details in their message and matters are asking for the details.
It's never running in your mind already.
Anyway,
I prefer hear the details. I prefer make the details run so we don't know if it's so or so. But I don't. For me, to be, I don't want to hear the details.
I just want to know if I should change the bed or not. That's it. Nah. If you tell me say you find the whole bed, the bed I forgot. The whole bed.
Yeah,
3 months.
No, but I know if it start from outside in the living room, in the kitchen. In my kitchen, do I now need to move? What are you saying? What is happening?
On the step on, all the way upstairs.
From washing machine. What did happen? Is it was on my dining table? Tell me, because I now need to know if I need to move or do I need to get new things. But personally, I'm not asking that question. I'm not gonna ask for details. If it happened in my home, nothing can stay there.
No, in the house is the automatic dismissal.
That can't work. But
that's massive disrespect.
Yeah.
That's disrespect.
The last question that I have is, should we share everything with our partners? Example, and Adrian said it. If it is that we like somebody else, do you think it's important to let the partners know so that they can be, what's the word? They can be accountable.
Accountable.
Or we can be accountable to them for it. Do you think so?
If tell them say you like somebody else, are you attracted to somebody else at work?
Yes, probably say, I see this person and I like his legs. I don't
think that's that important.
Why not?
Huh? Why? It's
not?
Something you can deal with internally. Listen.
Okay.
Hold on to things, like things where even if I try to be honest.
All man hold on to things.
Women hold on to things.
Man hold on to things too.
No, but we're not bring it up. He just did it, just in case. Like it didn't big bang. He's like, all right, this is what we're going. But we can't. No, I see the need for tell somebody I'm attracted to somebody at work.
Ramone, what do you think?
I was saying that in that case, right, telling the person may actually end up saving a relationship, because I think a big part of the reason why so many persons have gone down the road of actually physically engaging in the act, they held it to themselves. Now, if you tell your partner, you guys may say, all right, let's try to find a way to work on this so it doesn't go beyond this point. So it depends. It all depends. I think honesty is always the best policy.
If you don't have self-control for dealing with that by yourself, then there's something wrong with the relationship, other from where I say.
Yes, and I don't disagree with you, but I'm saying that sometimes telling somebody else, because you're being held accountable, it prevents you from going any further. That's all I'm saying.
You don't have to be a partner. You can be a friend.
Yeah, but we're talking
about partner.
Yeah. It depends on how.
And every man we sit on the road, well, look good, Maga say, baby, no, said the man look good. I'm not going to do that.
No.
But if it is, when I feel, or if it is that I feel that this is gonna be a problem, because I'm having issues, because I'm not stop to this man bow leg, then I probably need to say something to me. No, it's true. Once I don't see it affecting my marriage, I don't feel I need to say anything.
The thing is,
the only time I would do that, I would tell, is if the girl is attracted to me and she make moves, and even though I tell her I'm married, she still I make moves. I'm gonna tell my wife, you know why? I try to prevent something. So this girl get overzealous with her infatuation, and this I should reach out to my wife to try destroy my marriage from outside. Then my wife already privy to her and her motives. That's the only way. But if me attracted to somebody, me deal with that on my own. So all right, my marriage, which one work more? My marriage or me attracted to this girl? And it's easy choice.
But I think when Jade was asking that question, she was talking about, I think I interpreted, at least I interpreted to mean that you feel like something else could possibly happen. That is the premise on which I'm responding.
Right.
Yeah. I think openness and open communication in relationships make a relationship better. Not saying that it's not gonna always be, oh, okay, that's fine. It's not always going to be that, but the more open you are in a relationship, i.e., a marriage, the much better that marriage is, because then it leads to the trust, right? Okay, I see my spouse is acting a certain type of way. I know what that means, so that means I need to take corrective action. But if I don't know my spouse at all, that's always ending divorce, because at the end, a lot of times you hear about divorces. Them at the end of the divorce, they don't know who the person is, and COVID actually brought that out. No, because a lot of people are home and they're saying, "I don't know who this person is." So, open communication is key to any relationship. Just know that it's not always going to be a good conversation, but at the end of the day, the person can say, "You know what? I trust you, I respect you." And I saw a rapper guy. He was married, and he got someone pregnant, and he owned up to it. He went to his wife and said, "You know what? This is a situation. I got someone pregnant. Whatever." And it wasn't all roses. But what she said back to him was that she respects him because he came forth and told her something that, I guess, terrible.
No, but because stick up in, did he tell her when he found out the girl is pregnant, or did he tell her when he cheated? Because he can probably have told her.
I don't know if it's a difference.
He could have probably told her when after the 9 months, when he kind of said she's pregnant, and okay, this is gonna be an issue. So he means to tell him why from now. But I don't know if he told her when he cheated.
Right. What I'm saying is that open communication.
No, but may I say it open only when it was convenient for him to be open. If it is that he told her.
I see what you're saying.
Baby mother demand money for child support and all these things. Man, I forgot all of those things they're gonna, life is now going to be
right. So the thing is that if you had said, "Boy, hey, I'm feeling for this person," I guess it's probably some groupie. It's always it in most cases. But the thing is that should he have been open with his wife and say, "You know what, hey, I'm having this feeling, whatever," and stick with his wife? Or, open communications is key. From couples that I've read about that have been longevity, they always talk about it: communications. And just know that it's not always going to be a good conversation, but at the end of the day, you can't say that the person lied. And so then we don't need to question the individual, which leads to some of the issues that we're discussing now in terms of cheating. Because me go down the road, go buy an ice cream. Do I need to videotape my wife? Do I need to videotape my entire journey? No, because if I'm open with my wife from jump, I don't need to, I won't even put myself in that situation. Because my wife knows when we go down the road to get ice cream I get not a woman.
Exactly.
Well, wrong metaphor.
No, it's true because you don't want to be videotaping your journey. Okay, so here I am now going on the road to get ice cream. Okay, now I'm at the ice cream shop. No, we don't need to do that.
No, but we have to be open. Open communication is key, and I'm not saying another way about that.
Right. So
Yeah.
I want,
So,
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to be honest. And on that note, it's good to be honest with your partner and try not to cheat. It's so important to try not to. I'm not gonna say it is the easiest thing to do, but you have to make a concerted effort to not do that, because if it is that you love someone, as they said earlier, if you love someone, you're gonna try not to hurt them, no matter what. I mean, you might think about it, push the thought away and say, what's more important? We have to think about that, because after half an hour or sometime 10 minutes with them give you, it's not worth it. Basically, it's not worth it. So just don't do it. So on that note, we're going to end. We had a great show. We had a very great show. So thank you guys for being on the Unfiltered, and thank you guys for even listening out there. The feedback is so good. I'm getting feedback from people, and it's very good to get the feedback. So thank you guys so much for listening, and yeah, I'll see you next week on The Unfiltered by Jade. Thank you.